everybody, this is EverNoize. Welcome back to this Story of a Song series. Today is episode 2 on my song Not Alone, and I'm super happy to have you back here and share that with you guys. Now, in this second episode, I'd like to share with you a couple of things about some funny little secrets which are buried in that song, just like some are in many of my songs. But if you know they're there, maybe you can hear them. So when I was creating that song, and this, I must say, took place before I came up with the lyrics and therefore with the meaning of that song. When I was creating it, I was playing with drum beats and especially a mix of live drums, pretty acoustic drums, you know, which are sharp and clearly cut and neat and etc. And electronic beats, which I would use mostly, not only, but mostly for percussive effects, percussions, things like that, and which are, as most of electronic drums are usually, they are what we call more dirty, kind of. There are more effects on the drums. The sound is on purpose less pure. There is some distortion on it, or you name it. Lots of things that musicians come up with when they do their thing, kind of, which they love to do. And so I had that, and I was playing with that. And one thing I wanted was to have something a bit more weird or dirty on the acoustic drums, the ones that form the backbone of the song. But not all the time, I mean, otherwise you get bored. So I said to myself, well, in this one, it's gonna be in the verse. Why? Just don't ask me why. I just thought it was what it would have to be. And I said, oh, the snare is nice. I like the sound of that snare, but I like it to have something which is a little bit different, so to say. So what I did is that I recorded my own breath, which actually now you are going to hear, you are hearing in the background of, while I'm speaking. I recorded my own breath at the same, exact same beat, tempo, and rhythm as the snare on that verse. And then I mixed the two. But on purpose, I put this breath really in the background compared to the drums themselves, so that the drums remain acoustic drums. But there is this little something buried in them, which you're not hearing if you don't know that it's there. Or if you hear something, you won't think it's a breath. What you think it is that it's kind of a reverb on the snare. But then something very funny happened. And that's why I'm actually sharing that with you. It's not the idea, because definitely it's not a, you know, it's not a super magic idea. A lot of people have already used their breath or whatever else elements of their voice to create beats. You know, it's the basic of any beatbox. But anyways, what is really more interesting is that later on, and totally separately from that, I came up with the lyrics and especially the meaning of that song, which is, as I was describing in the first episode, about overcoming very difficult events in life and not being alone to do that. Or more importantly, being someone at some point who is helping someone else to overcome something very difficult, which is much more powerful as a feeling, I think. So I found out the way I should sing that song in the verses. It's different in the choruses, but in the verses should convey an element of effort, like, you know, you're out of breath, kind of. So I sung that song with a breathy voice in the verses. And just for you to understand what I mean by that, here is a short piece of the verse, which you can have as a reference to understand that. Suddenly, what's really interesting happened, and that's subliminal. It's not meant to be noticed, but it happens, and I can tell you there is a difference with or without it. The fact that there was this breath added to the snare has some kind of magic happening with the vocals in the verses. And the vocals sound like, well, they subliminally sound like this breathiness in them has a kind of a mood to it where you are out of breath, because every other beat in each bar, you have that breath in the background on the snare, and they play together and they add together to convey this element of effort in the song. Not too much, otherwise listening to the song itself would be an effort, and I definitely don't want that. I want it to be cool to listen to, actually. But something happens in our minds, our brains, all the time. They notice things which we don't consciously notice. And probably this is what is happening in these verses with all these things. And as most of the time, the way it happens to me is that I discover that just by chance. I don't have any preconceived idea about what I would want to achieve. It's just happening the way it happens, and I discover that after the fact. So what I'm telling you is something I understood after the facts rather than actually really create on purpose. Anyways, it was a lot of fun to share this with you. I'm super happy to do these kinds of little videos, and I hope you have enjoyed it. If you want to watch more, you have plenty of stuff on my YouTube channel, both my official videos with or without lyrics, or you have snippets, or you have these kinds of episodes where I give you little stories about each song, etc. So you can go there and watch whatever you want if you want to do that. But in any case, I was super happy and very much enjoying sharing this episode with you. I love that, and I love the kind of comments I've received on these on socials or whatever. If you also want to follow me on socials, that's very easy to do. It's at EverNoize on each and every of them. Just type that, look for me, and you'll find me without any problem. Again, I hope everyone is safe and good. I hope you have a good time, no matter what the circumstances are. And I hope to see you soon in another episode. Take care. Bye.